At the beginning of the film, we see a man trying to talk to a girl working at a toll booth. He calls her Rahayu and asks if she's from Hajasari village. The girl doesn't recognize the name and says she isn't from Hajasari. After she denies it, the man pulls his car over and pulls out a large knife. Seeing this in the mirror, the terrified girl immediately calls the police, telling them a man is trying to kill her. To save her life, she escapes from the toll booth. The man chases her, eventually catching and overpowering her. He attempts to kill her, but the police arrive just in time to rescue her. During the struggle, the man's weapon cuts her thigh. Frightened, the girl runs deeper into the area, where she notices that the new cut has reopened an old wound. From inside the injury, a piece of paper with strange writing on it emerges. The girl can't understand the language, so she copies the script. After the traumatic ordeal, she can't return her old job, so she decides to start a new business with her friend, Dini. Their business isn't doing well, and the two girls are struggling financially. Then, one day while cleaning the house, she finds a picture of herself and her parents among her late aunt's belongings. On the back, the name Rahayu is written. This reveals a shocking truth. The man she met at the toll booth was telling the truth. The girl's real name is Rahayu. Also on the photo is her home address, which reveals her village name, Hajasari. She becomes deeply confused, wondering how this stranger knew a truth about her that she never knew herself. She had never known her parents and had always lived with her aunt, who had recently passed away. In the picture she found, she also sees her family home. Her friend, Dini, suggests that selling it could solve their financial problems. So they decide to travel to the address on the photograph. During the journey, Rahayu shows the paper that came from her leg to a fellow traveler to ask about the writing. The man reveals the paper is a talisman designed to protect her from certain spirits. The man also reveals that the paper was not created with good magic, but rather using dark energies. Rahayu hides this information from her friend, not fully believing the man herself. But after a while, she begins to wonder if the man was right, as she repeatedly sees three young girls on the path, whom no one else can see. She even asks Dini about them. She realizes they must be spirits, since it's strange for three young girls to be alone at the edge of the forest, and they keep appearing in her path. This convinces her that the three girls are indeed spirits. When their journey ends, it's morning, and they still have a long way to go. No vehicles go to the village, so to reach it, they hire a cart. The driver tells them that few people live in the village because of a strange curse. He also tells them that the village was famous for its puppet making and puppet shows. When he asks why they're visiting, Rahayu lies that they're there to research puppets. The man drops them off outside the house of the local leader, Septati, who isn't home. When Septati's mother asks their purpose, they repeat their lie about researching the history of puppet shows, needing a place to stay. Rahayu takes Dini to the house from the photograph. It is completely empty, with everything inside covered in dust and neglect. The rotting food and dusty items hint that the house was abandoned in a hurry. While looking around, they find more pictures, but Rahayu isn't in any of them. While looking at the photos, they hear a noise outside. Rahayu sees a large graveyard next to the house, where a burial is taking place. After the burial, the people quickly leave. Rahayu goes to her parents' graves to pray. They notice something strange in the large graveyard. There are only a few adult-sized graves. The rest are small, for children. That night in the village, a woman gives birth. The village leaders hand the child over to Saptati's mother, and Saptati kills the child. In the morning, they hold the child's funeral. Dini finds it strange that children are dying so frequently here. One yesterday, another. Today this isn't normal. They're both terrified. Just then, Saptati notices them and asks who they are and what they're doing there. They repeat their lie, that they're researching puppet show history. Saptati asks their ages, and they lie about their age. Saptati then invites the two girls to his house. But his tone is so strange that both Dini and Rahayu are frightened. Dini tells Rahayu she doesn't think it's safe to go to their house. But Rahayu insists. We have to go. They have the property papers, and I need them. Only then can we sell the house. Rahayu goes to get some food and asks the local eatery owner about her family's house. The girl, Rithi, doesn't know much, but from behind them, her grandmother angrily declares that the people who lived in that house were devils, and the house itself is evil. Hearing this, Rahayu is confused, wondering what her family could have done to make everyone hate them so much. They even kept her parents' graves separate from the others. Meanwhile, Dini is alone at the house when two men knock on the door. They tell Dini that she should leave the house immediately, that it's not safe and anything could happen. They also say the house is the private property of a girl named Rahayu who lives in the city. Dini sees this as a golden opportunity to discuss selling the house. So, she lies and tells the men that she is Rahayu. Then, the men say she can get the property papers from their leader, Saptati. They urge her to come with them immediately, or it will be too late, as Saptati is leaving for the city for 3 days. Dini doesn't want to go without telling Rahayu, but they pressure her until she agrees. They take her through the forest. Halfway there, she suspects they have ill intentions and tries to escape. But they quickly attack her from behind, knocking her unconscious. When she wakes up, she's tied upside down to a tree. Her hands are tied behind her back. A cut is made on her head, and her blood is collected in a bucket below. The men are armed with strange weapons. Dini understands they're going to kill her. Dini keeps telling them that she is not Rahayu, begging them not to kill her. But they don't listen, and just then, Saptati and his mother arrive. The mother picks up a knife and brutally slits Dini's throat. Afterward, she skins Dini's body and hangs it with ropes. They pour the collected blood onto their trees. Everything they did to Dini was actually meant for Rahayu. Dini had lied about her identity, claiming to be Rahayu, and for that, she was killed. When the real Rahayu returns home, she searches for Dini but can't find her. She even asks some villagers about her. The same men who kidnapped Dini tell Rahayu not to worry, saying, "Your friend will be found soon, and that they will help find her." Meanwhile, Rahayu notices a celebration at Saptati's house. Everyone is overjoyed, and the pregnant women are dancing as if they've found a great treasure. She returns home to wait for her friend, when she sees a little girl at her house who tells her that another baby is about to be born in the village. "Come, I'll show you." Without a second thought, Rahayu follows the girl, not knowing if she is even human. Rahayu looks through the window of a house and is horrified to see a woman has given birth to a baby without skin. She starts to scream, but covers her mouth. Then the child's father takes the baby to Saptati's mother, who places the baby in a tub of water and drowns it. After this, the child's father becomes extremely angry with Saptati's mother. He says, "You said the curse was over, and our child would be born normal. Then why did this happen?" Why haven't you found a solution yet? 20 years have passed. Not a single child in the village has survived. Hearing their conversation, Rahayu, standing outside, gets frightened and slips. Everyone inside realizes someone is outside listening to them. They quickly run outside to check. But by then, Rahayu is gone. In her place stands Rithi, the girl from the eatery. Seeing her, the villagers relax a little. Rithi had saved Rahayu's life. Taking her aside, Rithi learns the truth: the person she saved is the real Rahayu, whom the villagers are seeking to kill. Rithi tells her, I know they all want to kill you, but I'm not like the rest of them. I don't believe in any curse. A confused Rahayu asks, why are these people after me? What's my connection to this curse? Rithi then begins to tell her the village's history. And the scene flashes back to the past. Many years ago, when Rahayu's grandfather was the village headman, everything was fine. Everyone lived happily. But one day, he died, and Rahayu's father, a puppet maker, became the new headman. He married a beautiful woman from the village, but they didn't have a child for 3 years. When they finally did, no one saw the child's face for 5 years. The family stopped leaving the house. Then one day, 3 little girls disappeared from the village. A few days later, when Rahayu's father went out with 5-year-old Rahayu, people began to gossip. They believed the girl was the result of a curse or black magic cast by her father, and that he had sacrificed the missing girls for a ritual. These rumors were spread by Naya, the mother of Saptati, who was a maid in the headman's house at the time. Because Rahayu's father was the headman, no one dared to ask him why he had hidden his daughter for 5 years, nor did they question him about the missing girls. Days passed, and then one day, while performing a puppet show, Rahayu's father went mad and brutally murdered everyone present with a knife. Seeing this, the villagers killed him and his wife in self-defense. To save Rahayu, one of his helpers took her to the city. From that day on, all children born in the village have been born without skin. The villagers then kill them. They believe that this curse is attached to you and that killing you will end it. Rithi explains that the elders believe that after killing you, a puppet will be made from your skin and enchanted with a spell. This will lift the curse. This is why, when they killed Dini, thinking she was Rahayu, they skinned her to make a puppet. Rithi also reveals another truth. The man who tried to kill you in the city was my husband. I am pregnant, and he wanted to save our child. He thought killing you would save it, but I know this isn't right. Rithi tells her that her best option is to run away and leave everything behind. Rahayu starts running. Meanwhile, the villagers learn that the girl they killed wasn't Rahayu. This is why the curse hasn't ended. And now, they're after the real Rahayu. As she's running through the forest, the same 3 girls she had seen before suddenly appear in front of her. She falls in fear. Then, one of the girls approaches and whispers something in Rahayu's ear, and visions of her past begin to unfold, revealing the full story. It began after her parents, Agus and Shanti, were married. Shanti married Agus, but she truly loved Saptati. Even after marriage, she remained loyal to him. During this time, Shanti became pregnant. Upon hearing this, Saptati's mother, Naya, who worked as a maid in their house, became extremely angry. She wanted her son, Saptati, to have Shanti for himself, and feared that the baby would bind Shanti to Agus forever. So, Saptati's mother learned black magic. She used it to control her son and to cast a curse on Shanti's unborn child. As a result, when Rahayu was born, she had no skin. Her father, Agus, was horrified. However, he didn't kill Rahayu. Instead, he locked himself and Shanti in the house and began searching for a cure for his daughter. He discovered a magical ritual that could cure her, but it required a dark sacrifice. He had to make puppets from the skin of 3 young girls to break the curse. He did not hesitate and kidnapped 3 girls from the village, whose spirits now appear to Rahayu. He killed them, buried their bodies in his basement, and then performed a ritual creating puppets from their skin. The curse on Rahayu was broken, and her skin grew. But Naya, the maid, was always jealous of the family. Unable to tolerate their happiness, she cast another spell on Rahayu's father, causing him to murder people at his puppet show. Then, to appear as a hero to the villagers, she and her son killed Rahayu's parents. Rahayu's aunt grabbed Rahayu and fled to the city where she raised her. Because of Naya's actions, the curse she had placed on one child spread throughout the village, causing every child for 20 years to be born without skin. When Rahayu came to the city, she was never bothered by the spirits of the 3 girls because her father knew they would torment her. Therefore, he performed another ritual, creating a talisman and inserting it into Rahayu's leg. This was the same talisman that emerged from her leg at the beginning of the movie. It was only after it was removed that she began seeing the spirits. Now, Rahayu asks the 3 girls, "What do you want from me?" The girls whisper, "We don't want anything, or even revenge. We just want to be free. We will be free when you bury our bones and the puppets made of our skin together. That will also lift the curse on the village." Rahayu returns to the village, retrieves the 3 puppets from her house, and buries them in their graves, freeing their spirits and ending the curse on the village. However, upon learning of this, Naya becomes enraged and vows to kill her. The truth was, Naya's grudge against Rahayu's family ran deep. Rahayu's father was actually Naya's son from an affair with Rahayu's grandfather. Because their relationship was a secret, her son was never acknowledged. This enraged Naya, and she vowed to destroy the headman's entire family and take away all their happiness. Now, Naya and the villagers capture Rahayu, hang her upside down from a tree, and prepare to kill her. But Rahayu pleads with them, saying, "I've broken the curse. Please, don't kill me." Before Naya can deliver the final blow, Rithi gives birth to a completely healthy baby girl with perfect skin. Seeing this, the villagers celebrate and realize Rahayu was telling the truth. Saptati then tries to convince his mother to stop, revealing Rahayu is her granddaughter. It is revealed that Naya used black magic on Saptati to make him forget his affair with Shanti, and that Rahayu was his daughter. The curse fell on her, and that's where the story began. Hearing this profound truth, Saptati is shocked. His mother had deceived him his whole life, making him an enemy of his own daughter. In his grief, he slits his own throat. Seeing her son die, Naya is devastated and also takes her own life. Thus, the village is freed from their evil and the curse. Finally, Rahayu leaves the village safely. For a year, everything is fine in the village. But a year later, we see that something terrible is about to happen. Rithi's grandmother once said that a debt can never be erased. It only grows larger. And so, the time had come. Everyone in the village was happy. Their children were born healthy. But one day, something strange happens. All the pregnant women in the village lose their unborn babies. As this happens to one woman, she sees Naya's shadow in the mirror. It seems that Naya's soul was never freed. Now, seeking revenge, she has started consuming the children in the village before they are born. The movie ends with this mystery, leaving us to wonder if anyone will ever be able to end this curse for good.